So if we consider the current situation in Iran, I believe that Iran, with tremendous bravery and fierce determination, whether it's their general public or their IRGC forces, whoever it may be, they are taking a very firm stand. It's not that easy when both America and Israel are attacking you simultaneously. And yet, despite that, the spirit you're talking about, the passion you're displaying, the fervor within you, I believe that among the Iranian people, whether it's their army, the IRGC, or any other group, they possess an immense fighting spirit and passion, and battles here are not won solely by weapons. Even the general knows this. Battles are won by passion. So I believe if we consider it from the perspective of their spirit, then Iran's passion is still very much alive.
All right, you two gentlemen, you are both seasoned experts. You have dedicated so much of your time to the army, serving with distinction. General sir, let's start by asking you, do you believe that did you ever imagine Iran could sustain this for so long? Or is this currently unfolding exactly as per Iran's own plans? What is your assessment of how many missiles Iran might still possess? What kind of missiles are they using? Because Iran initially kept saying that they were using their smaller missiles and drones. They would now start firing their real missiles. And perhaps in the last couple of days, they used Khorramshahr 4 and Fateh missiles, and they used missiles with multiple warheads. Very terrifying videos were also seen from Tel Aviv. ISOGEF CC Sakti, strategically speaking, whose missile reserves do you believe might be exhausted first? Will it be the United States Patriot defense missiles, or will Iran's missile supply be depleted first? Yes, General, sir. After this, we will then return to Mr. Sirohi.
Nagin, I've had quite a lot of interaction with Iranian officers on many occasions. When I was a defense attaché in China and North Korea, we used to meet them quite frequently. So, there's an understanding that they are capable of fighting. These are fighters with high morale, possessing their own sovereignty and a strong sense of pride, so they will definitely fight. The second point is about the number of missiles. When I was in China, it was at that very time that their missile technology came from North Korea. There was a Nodong missile, and they named that Nodong missile Fateh 2, and now there is Fateh 3. So it is believed that they possess approximately 3,000 missiles, and to some extent, 10 to 20% of those were also utilized last June.
But China has largely maintained that deficiency to a great extent. So when you observe the consumption of missiles and how they are used up, if you assume there are around 3,000, it appears they have already utilized 700 to 800 missiles. This means they have expended about 25 to 30% of their stock. However, the main concern is not the missiles themselves, but rather the launchers. If you have a launcher, you can launch missiles. If there are no launchers, then the missiles will just remain in the depot. Therefore, America and Israel's main objective is to destroy as many launchers as possible, and it's now said that around 300 launchers have already been destroyed.
So, 300 destroyed. This is big news you're reporting. Regarding launchers, there were many reports that Iran was using underground launchers, and the IRGC has also released many videos.
Let me also explain that you typically use two kinds of launchers. One type consists of mobile launchers, and these mobile launchers fire. This particular method is known as shoot and scoot. That can both take care of
You fire, then you move to another location, and then to a third. So first there are mobile launchers, but the large heavy missiles are very difficult to move around. Short range missiles, however, you can easily move them and their launchers from one place to another. But when you talk about Fateh 3, it has a striking range of 3,000 kilometers. This is their brand new missile. So it's quite difficult to quickly counter such a powerful missile.
And in the ongoing conflict that we see now, whether you take the example of Israel or America, their clear objective is for them to completely abandon these mobile missile launchers.
The major locations of theirs, where their main bases are, where their supply depots are, and where all their manufacturing takes place, that is currently receiving much more focus and attention. This is what is referred to as a strategic rupture. This means we should disregard their smaller, more practical and less significant launchers for now. Now, where their large missiles are located, where their large storage depots are, where all the manufacturing takes place, they are now progressing toward those sites. So the battle is two-pronged, one tactical and one strategic.
So this is happening on both sides. So what you're saying is correct. It's very difficult to hit those mobile launchers
from the air. However, strategic missiles, you can also strike them from the air. Nagin.
Yes, Mr. Sirohi, what is your reaction to this? When do you anticipate whose missiles will run out first? And along with that, as Sir explained, it is possible that if the launches for Iran's larger missiles are successfully destroyed, then a significant amount will come under control, or it will certainly become much easier for the US and Israel. Allow me to also add another reaction from the IDF regarding this situation. The IDF has stated that over the past 2 days, Iran has reduced its missile usage by at least 80%.
Initially, 100 missiles were falling, but currently only 20 are. The IDF has stated this, sir.
Nagendra ji is absolutely right. Like the IDF has stated this, and there's no doubt about it. Their missile supply has diminished. But we also need to understand that a decrease in missiles doesn't mean their missiles are finished or about to be.
This is also a particular kind of strategy where you keep your adversaries engaged and then you take some time to assess your own situation and make your plans. Because Iran is very well aware of this fact and America also understands it clearly. The longer this ongoing conflict drags on, the more it will ultimately benefit Iran, and especially for the United States, it will certainly prove to be quite detrimental. There is absolutely no doubt about that whatsoever. So Iran wants the fight to continue for as long as possible. In that case, if it has to prolong the conflict, it will need to ration the missiles it's using for attacks. I believe they have already started that rationing.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.